parenting can feel like a solo journey, but it doesn't have to be. Introducing MomFlex app, the ultimate village web app designed just for you. From financial support to community connections, MomFlex app offers a lifeline, helping you navigate parenting with confidence. Find trusted resources, build your support network, and thrive, because every parent deserves a village. Join the movement today. Visit momflex.org to install the app and take the first step toward a stronger, more supported you.
Every day's a battle, every step a climb, but we're standing tall, we're building our lives. Through the sleepless nights and the endless fight, we rise, we shine, we hold on tight. We are more than the labels, more than the pain, breaking the cycle, rewriting the game. Stronger together, we lift, we strive. Single parents, we rise and thrive. Beyond the struggle, we rise and thrive. Turning our pain into power, we're alive. We see you, you matter, you're strong inside. Together we shine, we rise, we thrive. Stories of triumph, stories.
Welcome back to Beyond the Struggle, Rise and Thrive. I'm your host, LaFortune. I'm so glad you're here today. Today, we are diving into something raw, honest, and very important. Parenting through pain. Let's be real. Life doesn't always go as planned. Sometimes it hits hard. Loss, heartbreak, sudden change. These moments can bring us to our knees. And when you are a single parent, navigating those storms while also trying to show up for your children, the weight of it all can feel overwhelming. But here's the truth. Even in the depth of pain, there is a pathway to joy. There is light even when it feels impossibly far. Parenting solo is one of the most demanding and yet one of the most transformative journey you can experience. It stretches you, breaks you open, and somehow, in the midst of it all, reveals your deepest strength. In today's episode, I'll be sharing powerful real-life stories from single parents and dads who face hardship, whether it was the loss of a loved one, the collapse of a relationship, or starting over from scratch. These are stories of resilience, grace, and the fierce love that drives us to keep up and to keep going when giving up feels easier. We'll talk about the emotional toll of parenting through pain, the internal battles that rarely get spoken out loud, and the small, sacred victories that begin to rebuild a life. We will explore what healing can look like, not just for the parent, but for the family as a whole. And if you are in that place right now, if you are hurting, unsure, or just trying to get through the day, this episode is especially for you. You are not alone. There is hope. There is power in your story. So take a breath, settle in, and let's journey together. Let's get into it, shall we?
Every day's a battle, every step a climb, but we're standing tall, we're building our lives. Through the sleepless nights and the endless fight, we rise, we shine, we hold on tight.
Parenting in its most demanding form reaches an entirely different level when you are navigating hardship alone. For single parents, the everyday responsibilities of raising children, already a full-time, all-consuming role, become even more intense under the weight of personal crisis. When you are emotionally exhausted, grieving, or simply trying to stay afloat, even the smallest task can feel monumental. Society often adds to this burden with unrealistic expectations. The myth of the perfect parent, the curated images of perfect families. It can feel and be isolating. For single parents, there's rarely a pause, rarely someone to hand off the baton to, even briefly. They are juggling school drop-offs, work deadline, therapy session, you know the list, and the endless emotional labor of being the child's anchor, all while carrying their own invisible wounds. Let me tell you a story that brought this into sharp focus. A few months ago, I sat down with a mother named Sarah. She's a single mother raising two beautiful children. When her husband walked away after a long marriage, she was left reeling. The pain was raw, like the ground had been pulled from beneath her. The end of her marriage wasn't just the loss of a partner. It was the unraveling of a life she thought she knew. But life didn't pause for her heartbreak. She still had mouths to feed, homework to help with, and little hearts to protect. Sarah told me how she would drive home from work in silence, tears streaming down her cheeks, only to pull herself together the moment she stepped out of her car. She describes it as putting on a mask, her game face, for the sake of her children. The hardest part, she said, was pretending I was okay when I was falling apart inside. She didn't want her children to see her unraveling. She wanted to be their strength, even when she has none left for herself. But over time, something in Sarah shifted. She realized that suppressing her pain wasn't sustainable, that healing wasn't just about her, it was also about her children's sake. Sarah started therapy. She reached out to friends. She let people in. She leaned into her faith. She stopped trying to hold it all together perfectly and instead began giving herself grace. The grief didn't disappear overnight. The sleepless night, the quiet panic, the loneliness, it all lingered. But what changed was her relationship to the struggle. She no longer saw it as something to conquer with perfection, but something to move through with compassion for herself. I learned to let go of the idea of being perfect, Sarah said. I wasn't perfect, and that was okay. What mattered was that I showed up, that I loved my kids, that I kept moving forward even when I was scared. And that's the truth so many single parents come to understand. The strength isn't in having all the answers. It's in showing up anyway. It's the courage to love, to nurture, to endure, and eventually to heal. I know many single parents feel like they are constantly walking through fire, but it's important to recognize the inner resilience that develop in this moment. Let's take Jason's story for instance. He's a single dad of three. After a messy divorce, Jason felt like he was drowning in the emotional chaos of this new reality. Not only was he learning how to be a dad in a single parent household, but he also had to manage his own feelings of rejection and loss.
Every day's a battle, every step a climb, but we're standing tall, we're building our lives. Through the sleepless nights and the endless fight, we rise, we shine, we hold on tight.
Jason says one moment stood out for him during his tough time. It was his daughter Emma, who had only 7 years old, asked him, "Daddy, are you sad because you miss mommy?" In that moment, Jason realized that his pain was also impacting his children, and it was his responsibility to help them navigate the changes with love, not just as a parent, but as someone they could lean on. It was his aha moment. From that day forward, I made it my goal to show up, not just physically, but emotionally too, Jason said. He started being open with his kids about his feelings. I told them that it was okay to feel sad, but we also need to make sure we still found joy in our lives. It wasn't about ignoring the pain, but embracing the lessons in it. Fast forward to today, Jason's kids are thriving. They have learned to express their feelings, be compassionate, and deal with setbacks. And Jason, he has become a stronger, more present parent and father. His relationship with his children is deeper than ever. After the storm comes the stillness, and the rebuilding also comes. This chapter of the journey isn't always dramatic or headline worthy. Often it's quiet, personal, and deeply transformative. It's the part where single parents begin to redefine what family looks like on their own terms, where healing starts to take shape not through grand gesture, but in small moments of connection, consistency, and joy. For many, this stage comes with a mix of fear and uncertainty. What does the future hold? Can I do this alone? Will my kids be okay? These questions weigh heavily, especially when you are charting on familiar territory without a clear roadmap. But with time, something powerful begins to emerge. The realization that you are not recreating the past, you're building something entirely new. Tasha, a single mom to a teenage son, said something that stayed with me. I used to think that I had to keep everything the way it was when we were a family. I wanted to preserve the past, to hold on to the memories and routines that made us feel whole. But then I realized I could create something beautiful in the present. It didn't have to look like my old life, and that was okay. That shift in mindset was pivotal for Tasha. Instead of clinging to what was, she leaned into what could be. She and her son began forming new traditions that reflected who they were now, not who they used to be. She prioritized quality time over perfection, presence over pressure. Together, they explore new hobbies, from hiking to experimenting recipes in the kitchen. They laughed through failed dinners and celebrated the wins. One of the highlights became their Friday night movie ritual, cooking side by side, settling the living room like a mini theater and enjoying a film together with no distraction. It was simple but sacred. What's most powerful about Tasha's story isn't just the activities themselves, it's the intention behind them. She chose to rewrite the narrative, to stop measuring her present against a past that no longer served her, and instead focus on creating meaningful memories in the here and now. And the ripple effects were clear. Her son began to open up more, to feel grounded and secure. Their bond deepened, not because everything was perfect, but because they were in it together, building a new kind of family, one based on mutual love, vulnerability, and shared joy. Tasha's journey is a reminder that healing doesn't mean returning to what was. Sometimes it's about honoring what was while fully embracing what is and what can be. It's about recognizing that while the picture may look different, it can still be whole. still be beautiful, and still be home.
Every day's a battle, every step a climb, but we're standing tall, we're building our lives through the sleep.
The truth is, joy doesn't always arrive with fanfare. It's not always found in milestone or picture-perfect moments. Sometimes joy sneaks in quietly, barefoot, unannounced, in the smallest fragment of our day. And for single parents, those moments matter more than we often realize. It's easy to fall into the belief that joy is something reserved for later, for when the pain has faded, the to-do list is done, and the kids are grown and thriving. But what we are learning and learning from the real stories of Sarah, Jason, Tasha, and so many others is that joy doesn't live on the other side of struggle. It lives within it. It is in the laughter that breaks through after a hard day, when your child says something unexpectedly funny and you both dissolve into giggles. It is in the hug at bedtime when you are completely drained but still show up for that moment of connection. It is in the quiet realization as you close the door to their room and that you made it through another day, another meltdown, another wave of doubt, and somehow you are still standing. These moments may seem small, but they are perfect moment for us single parents. They are reminders that even in the midst of uncertainty, exhaustion, life is still offering up something beautiful. Part of finding that joy also comes from accepting the journey as it is, not as we imagine it to be. It means letting go of the fantasy of the ideal family or the perfect life we thought we were building, and embracing the one we are actually living, with all its mess, its complexity, and its hidden grace. One dad I spoke with, Mike, said something that struck me. Some days feel like a huge struggle, he admitted, but then I look at my kids and realize they are doing okay. Actually, they are doing better than okay. And that gives me the strength to keep going. Because even if I don't feel like I have it all together, I must be doing something right. Mike's words are a reflection of so many parents who are quietly doing the work imperfectly, but with relentless love. And in that love, there is joy, not the flashy kind, but the steady, sustaining kind, the kind that reminds you why you keep showing up. So if you are in the thick of it right now, wondering if joy is something you have to wait for, pause. Look around. It may already be there in your everyday life, patiently waiting for you to notice. The road of parenting through pain can feel long and at times unbearably lonely. There are days when it seems like no one sees your efforts, hears your silent prayers, or understands the emotional way you carry. But let me remind you of this. You may feel alone, but you are not alone. Whether you are a single dad, trying to be both protector and nurturer, a single mom holding everything together with tired hands and a determined heart, or someone navigating adversity in any form, this journey is yours, but it doesn't have to be walked in isolation. There is strength in your story. There is a community out there that sees you, hears you, and believes in you. And more importantly, your children see you. They are watching how you respond to hardship. They are absorbing your resilience, your ability to adapt, and your commitment to keep moving forward even when the road is rough. They don't need a perfect parent. They need a present one. And every time you show up, despite your pain, You are modeling that strength truly looks like. You are planting the seeds of courage, compassion, and perseverance in them, day by day, moment by moment. As we wrapped up today's episode, I want to leave you with a quote that perfectly captures the essence of what we have been talking about. The struggle you are in today is developing the strength you need for tomorrow. From an unknown source. Let that sink in. You are not just enduring, you are evolving. You are not just surviving, you are rising. And as you rise, you are teaching your children that they too can grow through what they go through. You are showing them what it means to thrive, not because life was easy, but because love was strong. So to every single parent out there, keep showing up, keep reaching for those small moments of joy, keep building your own version of peace, love, and family. The joy on the other side isn't a distant dream. It's waiting for you, one brave step at a time. Thank you for tuning in to Beyond the Struggle, Rise and Thrive. I'm so grateful you shared this space with me today. Until next time, take care of your heart, hold your head high, and remember, you are doing better than you think. I'll catch you next time. Until then, ciao now.
Every day's a battle, every step a climb, but we're standing tall, we're building our lives. Through the sleepless nights and the endless fight, we rise, we shine, we hold on tight. We are more than the labels, more than the pain, breaking the cycle, rewriting the game. Stronger together, we lift, we strive. Single parents, we rise and thrive. Beyond the struggle, we rise and thrive. Turning our pain into power, we're alive. We see you, you matter, you're strong inside. Together we shine, we rise, we thrive. Stories of triumph, stories of grace. Single parents with dreams to chase. They said we'd break, they said we'd fall, but look at us now, we're standing tall. We are more than the labels, more than the pain, breaking the cycle, rewriting the game. Stronger together, we lift, we strive. Single parents, we rise and thrive.
Single parenting can feel like a solo journey, but it doesn't have to be. Introducing Mom Flex app, the ultimate village web app designed just for you. From financial support to community connections, Mom Flex app offers a lifeline, helping you navigate parenting with confidence. Find trusted resources, build your support network, and thrive, because every parent deserves a village. Join the movement today. Visit momflex.org to install the app and take the first step toward a stronger, more supported you.